Hi, this is Chris, the editor of the Substack newsletter. Let's talk about phrases for a moment. You've been seeing the daily phrases since the beginning of the campaign. Why do they exist? What purpose do they serve? And how can you participate? First, phrases exist as a focus point for folks to create social media content about. Let's face it, shouting, Netflix, renew Warrior Nun already, every day for 100 days gets boring. Right? The phrases help as creativity starters. Creativity prompts. They're not mandatory, of course. You're welcome to participate in the campaign however you like, however makes the most sense for you. What purpose do these phrases serve? Well, 4 purposes. First, they help with messaging. When we collectively use a phrase like Apple TV save Warrior Nun and tag the relevant Apple executives and teams, what happens? Most large corporations have extensive social media management teams of people using software very much like what our campaign uses. Shout out to our fabulous friends at Talkwalker, that tracks what people are saying about the company. If you're the senior social media manager at Apple, what happens when the Warrior Nun fandom uses a phrase like that? Yeah, your inbox at work that morning has 10,000 tweets for you to read, all saying the exact same thing. And when you're submitting, as the social media manager, when you're submitting your weekly and monthly reports to the executive leadership team, you likely have to include at least a brief mention as to why one day a month, last month, you had tens of thousands of extra social media posts in excess of what you normally get. Perhaps that even gets circulated to the Apple TV team itself, all with the same message. Second, phrases help with measurement. As you've no doubt seen on social media in the past, if a hashtag is popular enough, spammers and bots eventually try to hijack it. And while that helps the overall numbers to some degree, having authentic messages from real people helps more. Our phrases are almost kind of like a password, a secret code that lets us measure how many real people are participating in the campaign. Third, phrases help with social media algorithms. We've known for a while that things like trending topics on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok all rely on time-based anomalies. They look for something that's unusual, something that's out of place. When 10,000 tweets all show up at 6 p.m. UTC 0 time, that's an anomaly, right? That's unusual and worth highlighting. The same is not true if you shared 1,000 tweets over 10 hours. That's why phrases have very specific start times to better take advantage of these anomaly detection algorithms and increase our visibility. Finally, phrases help prove the fandom's dedication to a specific message. It's no secret that our work encourages folks like Simon, Dean, KTY, William, and so many others in the cast and crew. We know that Simon in particular has mentioned that our fight helps open doors and start conversations. Phrases show that not only can our fandom act collectively, but we can share specific messages when needed. Why is that important? Because when it comes time to promote Season 3, or whatever form the story continues in per Simon's words, the company that distributes the content will want to know the fandom will help step up and promote it with them. Phrases show that we can act in a focused, coordinated message around whatever the topic is, like the new content. So how are phrases chosen? Well, they start with you. Yes, you. If you haven't submitted your ideas for phrases yet, there's a Google form linked in today's issue of the newsletter. Then a group of folks from across the fandom reviews the submissions and coordinates with the data teams from a couple of different Discord servers to select phrases and break days. Then that's communicated across a few different Twitter and Instagram accounts, plus in this newsletter, usually once a week, like in today's issue. We collectively then use those phrases in places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. Most of the activity does occur on Twitter, but our reporting is inclusive of whatever our reporting systems can get a hold of. What about break days? Well, here's the thing about break days. They're fun. They're a time for folks who don't want to participate to take a rest. They're great for phrases which are fandom inside jokes, like those crazy people who eat fruit with the skin on, but not something that you necessarily want to promote to, say, the VP of Content Development at Hulu, mostly because they wouldn't get it. Statistically, break day phrases usually get half the participation or less and numbers that regular phrases do, which is why we try to avoid making them anything important, like calling out specific individuals or companies. So participate in break day phrases if you like, but feel free to take a break. So that's why phrases are important, why we continue to do them more than 100 days after the campaign got started, why timing matters, and why it's okay to take breaks.